I'll accept being wrong on that one.
He was one correct. He did have the Blue Jays correct at third. Now we go over to the Central.
I picked third place like nobody's business.
Well, not in the AL Central, my friend. Where the prediction was White Sox, Indians, Royals, Twins, Tigers, last to first. Whereas what actually happened was Royals, White Sox, Twins, Tigers, Indians. You got 0 correct.
Because I got burned by the Indians the year before when I predicted them to win.
I'm sorry.
I think I got burned by them twice now.
Okay.
Burned.
In the AL West, you predicted Mariners, A's, Angels, Rangers. Not only did he predict almost reverse, but it actually was Rangers, A's, Mariners, Angels in that order. You did predict the A's correct at finishing third. Seems to be kind of a thing for you. Well, that's only for the AL. Now let's go over to the West. The West, where you own second, believe it or not, you own second.
Good for you, bro.
Good for you. The NL East, the predictions were the Nationals, the Marlins, the Phillies, the Mets, and the Braves. Where it actually ended, Marlins, Nationals, Braves, Mets, Phillies. You only got number 2 correct, the New York Metropolitans.
Good job on that one.
Yeah, in the Central, you predicted Cincinnati, Houston, Cubs, Cardinals, Brewers, and Pirates. It actually turned out that your first-place team finished last, again, the Pirates, followed by Cincinnati, Houston, followed by, descending from, I guess would make more sense to say, Pirates, Cincinnati, Houston, Cardinals, Brewers, Cubs. So you got number 2 and number 3 there. Would you consider that a victory?
Why not?
Perfect. And in the NL West, your best division so far, not so far because there's not any other division, but the best one you ever did, you predicted Giants, Diamondbacks, Padres, Rockies, Dodgers. They actually finished Giants, Dodgers, Padres, Rockies, D-backs. So you got 3 out of 5 there. Overall, I give you a grade of, I'd say J-. It's not even good enough to be an F with the way that you did. So if you didn't get one division leader correct, you predicted all the second placers in the NL.
Do you have my individual player predictions and all that stuff?
Oh, you mean your individual player predictions? Well, let's finish with the teams first.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you... Okay.
To finish with the teams first, let's see, your big move for the season was to say that the Orioles would lose more than 100 games. The Orioles actually only lost 93 games.
I underestimated them.
Yeah, so they were actually only the third. Actually, they were tied for third worst. I think there was a 96-game loser.
Did anyone lose 100 games?
No one lost 100 games. 96 and 94 were the other game losers. You also said that the World Series would be the Yankees, versus the Rockies. Still a possibility. We'll see what happens there. As far as player predictions, you said that Victor Zambrano would be a 15-game winner. Instead, he was a 3-game loser and a 0-game winner.
He only lost 3 games.
It's true. And everything else were Cy Young and MVP awards, which have not been announced as of yet.
Who did I pick?
Oh, you said Teixeira.
Which won't happen because he switched leagues.
And Holiday.
Which will definitely happen.
Okay. And Cy Young, you said Zach Duke.
Which will happen.
and Johan, well, eventually, at some point in his career. And Johan Santana. Which, that could happen. So that was the little baseball sports segment to start the show here on Best in Show.
So my gold streak of luck was the Rockies, picking Matt Holliday, and assuming the Rockies will probably go to the World Series.
Hey, I think you did a fine job. You at least filled a good 15 minutes of show at some point, whether it was filled with any sort of validity or anything. Hey, who cares about that? It's just filler. That's all we look to do here on Sunday mornings here on Best in Show, bestinshowradio.com, exclusively on TPX Radio.
Here comes some sports.
Wait, we got more sports? What's next? Yeah, so I guess we will stick with the sports theme. So the Yankees, I guess the biggest story of all the world, bigger than anything, is the fact that Joe Torre is not going to be a Yankee anymore. I feel.
But did that happen now?
No, I said it is.
Oh, okay.
I made the official announcement. It happened about an hour ago in my living room. I said, "Bro, I don't think
he came here to quit.
I don't think Torre's going to play no more." And my wife looked at me and said, "Play what?" And then walked out of the room.
He got fired or no?
He's going to get fired.
You think? I thought he was
don't know.
for one more year.
The longer it drags on, the better it looks for him.
What have you done for me lately? Who really cares?
I honestly don't.
He's an old jerk who coaches for a team.
I think the Yankees will be in bad shape if he gets fired. So I'm hoping they fire him.
Yeah, whatever.
Let Donnie Baseball manage the team.
It doesn't really make a difference. He's an old guy who played for a while and then like managed for a while and really hasn't delivered in like, what's it, 7 years now was the last time that they won it all?
2000.
Yeah. So I mean, who really cares?
But every year he's been there, Joe Torre took him to the playoffs, and teams would kill for that. Just to be
I
in
also
the
think that might have something to do with the $70 billion payroll that the team has.
Absolutely.
I think I might be able to manage that team to the playoffs too.
They said he spent like $1.1 billion on a team, I think, in the year.
Oh, good for him. Well, it's not him. That would be that's Cashman's job to do that. But
$250 million payroll.
Sick. All I want is like $0.25. I'd be happy.
I think I could hook that up for you. Give me like 2 weeks though.
Awesome. Yeah. So Joe Torre, good riddance to bed garbage. I couldn't care less about you. You got a big nose and you're ugly, and I hate your team. That's it. That's my sports report.
Will you give them Willie if they wanted him?
Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care.
I would, as long as I could get Bobby Valentine back.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Willie at this point. I'm not fond of a guy giving
He's
up
fine.
whatever. He's got a nice mustache.
The Rainbow Warriors are headed for a title this year in football.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. It's college. Sports here on Best in Show, bestinshowradio.com. So we've announced it before. We announced it last week. I'm going to announce it again this week, just in case you guys didn't remember. In 15 minutes, we will not be going to Vanessa's report. So don't think that we did something bad and that we don't love her anymore, because we do. She's just not around today.
We miss you, Vanessa. Please call Monty and apologize for us.
You want Vanessa to call Monty?
It's very uncomfortable.
Now you're just giving people...
Oh, I was really confused where that sound was coming from. I was like, what? Was that Chris Benoit?
I thought it was Herman Munster.
I can't take that. We have a Chris Benoit crying drop on our show. Awesome. So what's going on? Anything happened this week? You guys want to talk about anything important?
I could thumb through the paper quick if you like.
Yeah, I don't really want to. I'm just going to read a book. I'm going to read a book during the show and tell you what page I'm up to.
Apparently you
GD
lost.
book?
What's that?
Apparently you lost all of your hair.
I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it is. I've just taken it off of my body.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going pretty bald, and it's kind of uncomfortable when my crew cut grows in, and I see how bald it is in the front. It's uncomfortable, so I just shaved my head yesterday.
That takes me back to high school.
You see, I was curious about that. You've had a bald head for a long time, Keith. Do you think if you
My
tried to
hair
grow it
in
back, would it be just bald?
Well, sometimes out of sheer laziness, I don't shave my head for a couple
Yeah.
weeks, and it's just nothing up here.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact when he grows it in, because he looks kind of like George Costanza, like it really grows all the way around the side. When I get that bald, like when the whole top of my crown is missing, I definitely will grow it, because I think that's the greatest look in the world. I think it's dignified. It's distinguished, like an older man.
What's more dignified than looking like Frasier?
But yeah, you're saying high school. You had hair in the front of your head during college.
No, it was thin. In junior high school and high school, my hair was very thin, where, like, if I had a short haircut, you could see a lot of my scalp, like, through the hair.
Right.
Plus, I guess, like, putting gel and, spiking up my hair probably didn't help either.
Yeah, you could
It was
blame it.
1987. What was I going to do?
What else are you going to do? Obviously. No, because I remember you, like, in college, you had, like, a little
Yeah, I used to
green
have- I
and
used to have
blue
the
or
hair-
pink tuft
Well, I used to
in the
shave
front
my
of
whole
your hair.
head and leave the front.
A little
piece.
tuft in the front,
Yeah.
and it would always be a different color. And everyone would say, wow, you're so alternative.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Is that what they would actually say?
No.
No.
I don't think anyone
Wow,
ever
you
said
are
it.
so alternative.
Hey, I really like you. You're pretty alternative, is what people used to say to him.
Vito,
I
when
used to
did you
say,
lose
wow.
your hair?
I bet you know every Meat Puppet song there is to know.
When did I lose my hair?
Yeah.
When Chris Schiavo shaved it.
I don't,
You shaved it once and it never grew back?
No, what happened was I was going thin for a little while, probably around 18,
We're talking about hair, not weight. Stick to the top.
and I had a job interview at one point, and
he wanted his hair cleaned
Chris
up.
was like, and Chris was like, I can cut your hair. I got clippers at home. So I said, all right, yeah, bring in the clippers. Cool. So we were sitting in the living room or in the kitchen, and he turns to me and he looks at my head. He looked at my face. Can I give you a mohawk? No. Just fade it out on the sides. Just don't go crazy. So what he would do was he was consecutively going higher on one side than the other, and he'd go, no, that's uneven, and he'd like try to fix it. But when he went to fix it, he would go higher on that side. And then, like, he just kept going. And then at some point, I looked in the mirror, and I was like, you know what? Just shave it all off. And then he goes, can I give you a mohawk? before I shave it off, and he gave me the mohawk, and he just laughed. And
It wasn't intentional. I was trying to give the gentleman a fade. It didn't work out the way that I wanted to, even though I've given hundreds of fades before. Some